Hey, what's up everybody? This is Osaberg501 and today I want to go over one of the most interesting systems in Outriders, and that is the world tier system. Now this system is essentially increasing the difficulty of whatever content you're doing to give yourself a better chance of getting higher rarity loot or getting more powerful loot. Now this type of system has been used in many other games. You have torment levels like Diablo 3, you have mayhem levels in Borderlands 3, and many other games in the looter genre of games have used a system similar to this. But I think the world tier system in Outriders is going to be one of the best versions of this system. And one of the main reasons I think this world tier system is going to be a good version is how you actually unlock the additional world tiers. Just playing the game, killing enemies, not getting down, and essentially just having a more easy time in the current world tier you're in will keep giving you XP, and once you fill up that bar, you'll unlock the next world tier. Now, when you're going through getting XP to unlock the next world tier above what you're at, if you die a lot, if you are having a harder time, it will actually make you lose some XP, so you're not able to get to the next world tier till say you change up your build or get some better gear to allow you to face the current tier of enemies you're facing with much more ease. But even if you are losing XP in the current world tier you're in, you will never lose access to the current world tier you're in. So once you unlock, say, world tier 3, you can't lose that even if you're losing XP. So that bar in losing and gaining XP is essentially just to keep you in a world tier that you're able to complete content in. So you're not going to be getting destroyed in world tier 5 and then somehow unlock world tier 6 where you have no chance of killing anything. And you can always manually change going lower or going higher in the world tiers that you already have unlocked. Now, past just unlocking more world tiers with this level up type system, which I think would already make this a pretty decent version of a system like this, you also get different augments at higher tiers. Now, on the actual world tier cards themselves, they don't mention any of these augments, but IGN did a video where they were trying to get to world tier 15, and once they got to certain world tiers, I think it was specifically 12, the different enemies they were facing, which were facing the same enemies throughout, actually started to use more abilities. And I think specifically they were throwing big green area of effect clouds that would damage everybody on top of just getting stronger and possibly having more enemies. Now that's pretty much all the specifics we have of different enemies using different abilities on you, but I'm assuming that there will probably be more augments or more different ability usage like that at the higher tiers. And that was an overview of how the system actually works. Now I want to go over what every world tier actually does in terms of the number increases. Like we just went over, there can be some different things that aren't shown on the cards, but we have to wait for more information from the developers or until the game actually comes out to learn all the intricacies of if different enemies are going to do different things at higher world tiers. Now, looking at the world tier cards, we see on the enemy side of it that they get a massive power increase just from the enemy level increases on the cards themselves, which go up to plus 12 and start after world tier 3. But also for every world tier you go up, the enemies get increased armor, increased health, and increased damage. Now, on the portion of the world tiers that help you, you get a massive increase in legendary drop rate and chance for higher rarity items, which caps out at 800% for the legendaries and 250% chance for the higher rarity items, which is a massive increase when getting to the end game. And what I think they're doing with the higher rarity stuff, which would seem a little bit weird, they would have a legendary drop rate, which is the highest rarity, and then also have chance for higher rarity. I'm assuming what they're doing with this is they're increasing that so much the more you get into the world tiers. So at some point, you'll start to get less and less of the lower tiers, so you get less uncommons or maybe even no uncommons anymore. more, and you'll start to get more rares, more epics, so you'll see those much more of the time once you're at the end game. Now past that, one of the more interesting things about the world tiers is the wearable item level cap increase, which caps out at plus 12 at world tier 15, and this also increases the levels to dropped items by the same amount. So at 15 it's plus 12 levels to dropped items, and your permanent unlock is wearable item level cap is plus 12. Now that is within the world tier. How they've explained it, if you say are at world tier 15, you're playing in it, you get a drop that's 12 item level caps higher, and you go down to world tier 14. I'm assuming you can't use this because you can only wear stuff that's 11 levels higher. I'm not exactly certain how this is going to work, or if the upgrade works with all the lower tiers. It's a little confusing how they've explained it so far, but essentially how this system would work is, say if you're a level 30 character and you get to world tier 13, so now items are dropping 10 levels higher and you can wear items 10 level higher. So you'll be getting drops that are level 40 and you'll be able to equip them and use them on your level 30. So once you get to 50, which if I'm not mistaken is the cap of the game as far as we know, once you get to world tier 15 and 50, you'll be getting items that are a level 62 item level that will be the highest power you can possibly get. So you'll constantly be getting increased power the higher you go in world tiers. So even if you get to level 50, you're still essentially getting higher power items to the cap of world tier 15. So having the increased chance to get legendary and higher rarity items and having the increased item level cap, it gives you a massive incentive to get to the highest world tier you can get to and stay playing on that world tier. Because say if you get to world tier 15 and you are having a harder time killing enemies, and then you go back down to world tier 14, you're not going to be getting the highest item level items you can possibly get because you're only going to be getting an increase of 11 to the item level instead of 12 if you went and played on world tier 15. And once you get to world tier 7, you will start to get some extra rewards for getting to that tier. So you'll either be getting epic gear weapons, titanium resource packs, or at world tier 15 you get a legendary weapon. So something else that's interesting on the cards is that once you get to world tier 7 and above and start getting those extra weapons and resource packs, is that on the card there's actually a button to claim the reward when you want to claim it. There's a possibility that getting to a higher world tier, say getting to world tier 15, then going back and claiming all the rewards will give you all of these weapons that you can get at the highest item level possible because you would get them to scale with you. And if that is the case, that is definitely something that will be important to do because you will get just so many high tier items, and getting as many highest tier items as you can possibly get just gives you a much better chance to start to look at getting those god rolled weapons. And that's pretty much all I want to go over with the world tier system in Outriders. In my opinion, it's seeming to be one of the more well-built systems like this. It has a lot of thought into how you actually unlock the different systems, in what the actual different tiers do for you, instead of just giving enemies increased health and damage and then giving you a higher chance for legendaries. It has other things past that, and the unlocking system for these world tiers is definitely adding a lot more gameplay than just getting to some gear cap and then being able to choose the higher difficulty. So subscribe if you want to see more Outriders or other videos. Leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a comment down below what you guys think about this world tier system, and thanks for watching.